Hello YouTube, and yes, you have read the title correctly. I'm back after, what was it, 2 years? But yeah, it's your boy Soundwave913, and he is back in business, baby. Not for long, mind you, because this might be a one-off, because I decided, let me shoot a video. Now, I decided, since this was my 5th year on YouTube, I believe it's my 5th year. Actually, I think last year was, but anyway. Long story short, I would have filmed this on my old camera, because this is my old filming location, aka the counter in my kitchen. Fun. Anyway, but the reason I haven't is I'm using my new camera, which I got many years ago, and the other reason is because that one cannot hold a charge to save its life. So, yeah. So, what am I doing? What am I doing here? You might say, where's the figure I'm reviewing? Well, I'm not. So, everyone should know that 2017, it was a questionable year, net neutrality. Anyway, but for us Transformer fans, it was actually a pretty decent year. We got a good amount of figures from all three of the lines, and a sneak peek of a fourth. So, what I'm here to do, and also because, well, I'm a complete, how can I say it? I'm deciding to do one of those top 10 videos. Well, not really. This is actually a trend started by good old Theo Adams, aka the best Transformers creator on YouTube, period, along with a bunch of others, but I will get to that one day. Maybe it'll be a list. Anyway, back in 2013, he started like the top 13 bots of 2013. Now we're on top 17 bots of 2017, which I know it wasn't started by him, it was a hashtag, but I decided to do it this year because I wanted to contribute to the fandom after many years of absence. So, yeah, this is my top 17 bots of 2017. Now, this is not going to be like figures that were released in 2017, because if that were the case, half of these figures would not be on this list, and a lot of them I would have to force onto the list. But, I'm going to give off a couple honorable mentions before we get in. Like, these figures were good, but they just didn't make the list. First off, we have Titans Return Misfire. Now, this guy is actually pretty fucking cool. This guy is a pretty good figure, in my opinion, but, wasn't good as some of his other Titans Return brethren. After that, we have Energon Slugslinger, which I found at the flea market. Now, he's good, but compared to his two other vintage Energon figures I have on this list, yes, two, Slugslinger just didn't perform as well, plus he's kind of a pain. Then after that, there's G1 Blot, which I got for Christmas Eve, and I've been wanting Blot for years now, because I needed to complete the G1 Terracons, so that's all done, but he kind of came in late, and plus he's kind of doofy, to be quite honest. And finally, Power of the Prime's Windcharger. Now, this is a new figure. I, again, got him Christmas Eve, so I can't really make a full judgment on him. He's a good figure, but since he's so new, my opinion might change on him, unlike another certain Power of the Prime figure. So, those are my honorable mentions. Now let's get to the actual list. Alright, coming in at number 17, we have RID Blur. Alright, so I did this for one specific reason, just to have an RID figure on here, and, well, despite the cartoon being complete trash and probably being the worst Transformer cartoon to ever come out, RID had some okay toys. Not in the beginning. I mean, there was Bumblebee and Steeljaw, for instance. I have never messed with them, but, by the way, I don't want to. I would have put Thunderhoof on this list, but I got him last year. And the only ones I got, well, I got Soundwave, which, spoilers, there's a Soundwave on this list, and I thought he was a little bit more precious to me. Skywarp I liked, but, don't you move. I liked Skywarp, but mine had so many errors, so he kind of default couldn't make it onto the list. Stormshot and Windblade were okay. Blur was the one I thought was the standout of the sound of that wave. He's a pretty decent figure. He looks like the original. He looks like Blur. I really liked his design in the show, and I thought he had one of the best characters in the show. And the fact that he was a crossover from Rescue Bots was a nice touch. So, there you go. Blur. Just rolling around at the speed of sound at number 17. Alright, coming in at number 16, we have Animated Bumblebee. Now, I already have this mold technically. I had the Elite Guard Bumblebee for years, but I actually, this year, finally got the original yellow one, which I've wanted for years, ever since I was a kid. And I got him 100% complete. And he's just such a good figure. But the reason why he's this low on the list, I guess high on the list, I should say, number 16, is because, well, I've experienced this mold already, and etc, etc. The only other animated figure I got this year was Ratchet, the normal one. Him and Bumblebee, I got the yellow Ratchet when I was a kid, and I got the Elite Guard Bumblebee when I was a kid, so having the normal versions, just, it scratches that itch. Alright, coming in at number 15, and this might surprise a lot, Masterpiece Ratchet. For those that don't know, I actually do collect masterpieces on the occasion, and Ratchet was a birthday gift, so, yeah. But the reason he's at number 15 is I am so freaking scared to transform a masterpiece. Because a couple of my masterpieces, most notably, Rodimus Prime, the US one, and a couple other knickknacks have, broken on me in the past, so, yeah. But Ratchet looks frickin' amazing. I love him so much. He's a great figure. By the way, he is the official one. I don't deal with knockoff masterpieces. It's not my style. Coming in at number 14, Energon Roadblock. Yes, this is. Alright, let me explain. I've had Energon Inferno for years, and I know it's like the same situation as made a Bumblebee. I like him better than Energon Inferno. I like the vehicle mode a little more. I love the head sculpt a lot more. He's just so freaking amazing. I love him. He is missing his missile, but honestly, I've had fun with him. That's the other criteria for making on this is I had to spend a good amount of time with them, and I need to have fun with them. Now we get to number 13, and we have our good old boy Generations Reveal the Shield Wreck-Gar. Doing, I don't even know. I haven't posed like this right now. I got this guy at New York Comic Con, and he was a pretty decent find. I wanted a Wreck-Gar for years, and after the abysmal Combiner Wars Legend class Wreck-Gar, I needed this guy. So he was a good purchase to find at Comic Con, along with Generation Skids, which I guess could get an honorable mention, but he was alright. And Wreck-Gar kind of falls in the same trap as Ratchet, where it's a more complicated transformation, but since I collect Chug figures, which is, if you don't know, Classics, Henkei, Universe Generations, and now Combiner Wars Times, Return Power of the Primes, etc., Wreck-Gar automatically was on my favorites. Alright, now, I'm going to also spoil this. Numbers 10 through 12 were really, along with the top 5, were really freaking tricky to decipher in terms of where I wanted them to land on the list. But at number 12, am I correct? Yeah, number 12, BotCon, I believe 2013, Shattered Glass Soundwave, which was a personal birthday gift to me. Now, again, I've had this mold technically as Ironhide Ratchet, but Soundwave owns the heck out of this mold, and of course I have some bias because Soundwave's my favorite character of all time. He's just so cool. I love him, and he came with the little headband as well. I paid a decent price for him. He looks great, and it was another great addition to the Soundwave collection this year. So, there you go. There's my brief words on a alright figure. Coming in at number 11, Titans Return Voyager Octane. Hands down, the best Titans Return Voyager that has been released today. I mean, I got Astro Train, and he was the one, and let's put it this way. Astro Train was the figure that made me question Titans Hasbro completely. Before then, I was fine with, say, Combiner Wars, but Astro Train was the one that bombed it hard. Blitzwing was decent, Broadside was okay, and then a couple of the other ones were okay. I never picked up Sentinel Prime, but, and I never picked up Prime or Megs, the, pre-tool to this guy. But Octane, he's so good. It doesn't help that the night I got him, he was the only one there, and it was just a great night in general. But also, Octane holds a special place to me because he was one of the, if not the first G1 Transformer I ever owned. And I love Octane. He's one of my favorite Decepticons. The figure itself looks amazing. I love the head sculpt. He looks great. And I can't wait for the Takara Legends version, because that not only includes Octane, but the Ghost of Starscream. That's Ghost of Starscream Titan Master, Headmaster, which was a reference to the episode Starscream's Ghost from the original Transformers. So, there you go. Coming in at number 10, Masterpiece Road Rage. I'm gonna be honest, I bought this figure because TF Source had her on sale for 40 bucks, which is a great deal for a Masterpiece, and plus this was the collector's coin version. And Road Rage impressed me more than Ratchet because, well, one, I actually felt like this one I wasn't as scared transforming, and the second, it's just, she's cool, and yes, this is a she. Actually, I find it funny that the only, like, all the official Masterpieces, not including third party, this is the only female bot we have, so that's kind of interesting. But Road Rage, a pretty good time, and is pretty good. Now, number 9 was a tie for me. I could not decide which of these two were best. And spoilers, these come from The Last Night, which, if you want my opinion on the movie, it was horrible. But the toy line was alright. And these two I thought were the standouts. We have Nitro Zeus and Megatron. These two I thought were the best of all the Last Night figures. Nitro for being an original, awesome figure with an awesome name, and Megatron just being genuinely pretty good. If you're wondering what the Last Night ones I got Drift, who was decent, Legends Class Grimlock because he was $1, the Toys R Us exclusive Megs, and the Voyager Scorn. And I also have Hound, but I haven't opened him yet. I'm still waiting to mess with him. So he could be better than these two for all I know, but for what I know, these two are freaking amazing. They're great engineered figures. Coming in at number 8, Power of the Prime Swoop. Now, I said with Windcharger as an honorable mention that he's too new for me, but to put him on. But Swoop, on the other hand, I got him almost a month ago, and I adore this figure. It doesn't help that Swoop's one of my favorite Dinobots. Him and Snarl have always been my favorite. But Swoop was just done so well, and he looks so perfect in both his modes. The only thing that lets him down is the combine mode, but also Swoop gets the award for best well-hidden combiner peg because it's on his back, not on the front. He just looks so freaking good. He's a great figure. I absolutely adore him. And speaking of adoring, coming in at number 7 is a tie because, well, these two are the same mold, and these two also hold a special place for me. We have Titans Return, Top Spin, and Twin Twist. And these two, ooh. Alright, let me put it this way. Top Spin and Twin Twist are the most common G1s you're going to find on the second-hand market, yes, but I've always liked them. They're a guilty pleasure for me. And Top Spin and Twin Twist were just, they're so good. And these figures, there's one other Titans Return Deluxe on this list, I'll give you that, but these are the best. These are the best Titans Return Deluxes, period. In fact, I think these were some of the best Deluxes we've gotten since Generations 2014. Combiner Wars had 1 or 2, then Titans Return had a couple, and Power of the Primes has swooped so far for me, but these two just did it. They looked great and updated and a faithful update while also remaining a pretty, well, new update on our classic jump starters. Now all we need is Muck and Runabout to go along with them, and everything will be fine. Now, just missing the top 5 is good old G1 Quake. And Titans Return Quake. Yeah, this was the year of Quake for me. I got Titans Return Quake during, what was it, August, or, no, it was June. This guy I found last month for, I kid you not, $1. And if you know anything about Quake, that's a good deal. And yes, he has everything. I needed to put these two on the list because I love them both. G1 Quake for being a great double target master, and before Top Spin and Twin Twist, the Hardhead mold was my favorite of the Titans Return figures, and this one does it great. I freaking adore this guy. Both of them are great little tanks. Now we get to the top 5, and this was extremely tricky. And this entire list, I love all of them, but I just had to put them in an order. So keep in mind where these guys land. So coming in at number 5, Dakara Legends exclusive God Jinrai 2-pack, which it comes with Super Jinrai, God Bomber, and Cabin Minerva headmasters, which are, if you can see, they're in the canopy. This thing's huge. Now, I was all ready when I first got him, he was going to be number 1, but he actually wasn't. And that's mostly due to God Bomber, because he's good, but he just falls apart way too easily. But the presence, I just love how this guy looks. And having an update of Power Master Prime, because I never got the US one. So, getting this guy in hand, he's just so good. So, that's my explanation. But then everyone gets angry at me for number 4, because number 4 we have freaking Energon Sharkticon. Yep, Energon Sharkticon outbeat Jinrai in a couple masterpieces. Now, it's because I've been teased with this figure for years. For years, all I had was the top, because the legs were broken. Then I got rid of him years ago. And now I have a proper one, complete. And Energon Sharkticon was so amazing. He is by far the best Energon figure I think I've ever held in my hands. And this year was also pretty successful for Energon and a little bit of Cybertron and Armada. I think I got Armada Scavenger this year. He kind of gets an honorable mention. This figure is just amazing. I love Energon Sharkticon. From the boat to the robot to everything. He's a technical marvel for the time. Now we get to the top 3, and what a way to start off that with number 3, Titan's Return, Trypticon. Yeah, this is a little awkward. Hang on. There we go. So yeah, I got Trypticon, and my oh my, this guy's amazing. I adore him. He was definitely one of him and Jinrai were definitely made my Christmas. So, but what puts him over Jinrai is he's just kind of a better figure. Full Tilt's pretty good. His little Titan Master, he's pretty good. So, yeah. This guy was pretty good, overall. Titan's Return Trypticon. Really good figure, just really freaking big. And now, we get to the top 2. Number 2. Titan's Return, Leader, Overlord. Overlord is kind of special to me. Because when I first got into Transformers, I heard of this amazing character named Overlord. And so, obviously, I needed this figure. I wanted him in the G1 incarnation, but I didn't realize he was a Japanese exclusive. But when Hasbro announced, hey, we're getting Overlord, it was so good. It was so good. He's just an amazing figure. I was hyped for him the entire year, and I was glad to get him, which, by the way, the Walmart I got this guy at kind of had 8 of him, but I only picked up 1. Which leads me, and speaking of number 1, here we go, my number 1 figure of the entire year, hands down, goes to Transformers RID Bumblebee RID Scourge. The real RID. With trailer. Right. Let me talk about this guy. This is the original RID, not the one from 2017, for all you younger folks. Scourge here was one of the best, if not the best character from RID, minus Skybite. Scourge, getting this guy in New York Comic Con, he was my favorite purchase from Comic Con, and he's my favorite Transformer of this year. I've been wanting this figure for years, and finally finding him for $35 complete, I just wanted him. He was so perfect. I love this mold, and this was my first time experiencing the G2 Laser Prime mold. So, overall, Scourge, he is the best thing I got this entire year in related to Transformers. He's just perfect. So there you go, guys. That was my top 17 bots of 2017. And, yeah, those were some, we had some, kind of expensive ones, we had some cheap ones, we had some legendary grail ones. Overall, I would say this year was pretty good for Transformers. And hopefully next year will be better. Oh, you know Hasbro's gonna frickin' suck when it comes to stockers. Like, let's put it this way. I have yet to see a Titans Return Slugslinger in the stores. Yet. And also, let's just hope Cyberverse is better than RID. Please, Hasbro. So, this is where I end the video, lads. And lasses. I don't know how this internet thing works, okay? So, this is your friend, or your fellow Cybertronian, however you want to see it. Soundwave913, signing out in 3, 2, 1.